Welcome to another mega exciting 5-minute auto parrying. So DONK. Right, so I'll try B4 here, aggressive B4 to gain space. So I've got a potential nice light square grab going on. Play like this. And that C5 square now is useful for both sides. I'm going to try and weaken C5 to knight D2 to E4, bishop A3 later. I don't want to lose my light square bishop particularly. Queen B3, bishop C5, bishop A3. So I can put pressure on C5 with knight E4 as well later. So maybe Queen B3 is interesting. Queen B3 here. Have I got bishop here? He's got bishop F3. Bishop takes B4. Right, maybe. Try and play for C5 maybe. Knight D6, C5. Knight C4 to B6. Knight C4 to B6, interesting. Taking knight B6. Or just taking here and knight and here, bishop E6. Double rooks. Right, taking is definitely interesting. Surely I'm the queen on the bishop. I take here after. I take on basically G4 after, and then D5. Is that right? I take on G4 and then D5. Right. C6 and then Queen D6. It's got knight F6. Let's protect it for a moment. Simple. Maybe knight E5 to come. Knight E5. Knight E5 looks good. Knight E5. That diagonal. Putting pressure on. Okay, he might not take. He does take. So the exchange sack here looks good for a lot of centre pawns to get rid of that nuisance. Do I need it necessarily? It looks really tempting because it's it does look really tempting. Like F4 and D4 later. Just get rid of problems. That bishop looks fantastic. Just get the pawns going. I would hope. That's bishop d5 here. I don't want the f file necessarily against my king, so maybe h3 and c6. And c6 coming up, that's a big passed pawn. I don't want to lose necessarily a4. It's queen d4, it's got some checks coming up. Quite a nuisance. It's a shame. There's bishop f1 maybe. Or h4 for king h2 now. If I get f5, f6 or king h2, how does he get his rook in the game here? I think f5 and e6 would be good to install, but it's got check. If I put my king here first, then f5, king, queen b1, g4, right, f5 here. That's defending my king. If I get e6 in, and without losing c5. And c6 here. It's one advanced pawn. It's about, bear in mind now for c7s. So king h2 check. And e6. Don't want to lose e5. There's rook h4 as a tactic. Queen e2, is that plausible? Play e6 and e7. Oh man. He's got rook a4, e6 has got queen d6 for queen h4. That's the problem. e7, rook h4. Not sure the point of that. I'm going to play queen f3 here. I've got f6 now on the cards. Try and weaken his king with f6. There's e7 and check here. To win the rook.
Check.
Disconnected and forfeited. Blimey. Took it rough. Yeah, let's have a look at the opening. So I accelerated b4. Yeah, I think it's a reasonable move. Yeah, the engine doesn't mind this position. It's a space advantage. Installed. Line square. Pressure. Knight takes d4. Alright, yeah, that's how you... Didn't spot that. That's just asking for it, isn't it? Knight f takes e5. It's just asking for it. Oh no, it's a bit lazy, this exchange sack, but I think the engine doesn't mind it at all either. Still +3. It's a bit lazy as in you'd think, but I mean it sorts out so many issues with counterplay.
Check.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. King h3. I wouldn't have thought of king h3. What's the idea of king h3? What's the idea here? Why is that so good? Oh, is it without that move? Oh, I see. Now, if queen here immediately, let's see, c4. I don't get it. Okay. Anyway, this is good. Now, if king f7, queen e4, that looks still good. Why do I have to play king h3? Is it just to release the bishop for some reason? If he ever takes here, queen. I'll take the queen. The rook. Right, just unpins the bishop, I suppose. Strange move to consider. Okay. Yeah.
Check.
Okay. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks so much.